Hey guys, Wormeck here, and today we're going to be taking a look, as promised, at the arena. So, you've already probably taken a look at my previous Hearthstone video. If you haven't, you can take a look on the top left of the screen. I'll be sticking an annotation there. This is going to be specifically a playthrough of the arena to get you an idea of how this mode works, and to kind of show off how fun it can actually be. So as mentioned last time, you do either have to pay $1.99 US dollars or 150 gold. I've got 200, so we're just going to go with gold, of course. Now, you're given a choice of heroes to go for. You don't get to choose from all of them. This is a randomly generated list to go through. So I can play as either a shaman, a paladin, or a rogue. We did shaman last time. That's kind of the main guy that I've been playing. Let's try something different. I'm going to go for paladin this time.
I will fight with honor.
So my hero power is to summon a 1/1 Silverhand Recruit. Not a great mana efficiency, but if you don't have anything else to do, it's pretty cool.
With honor.
So this is the way that this works: is you essentially have a 30 card deck that you need to make, and this is the breakdown of your mana costs in your deck currently. So right now I've got nothing, obviously, and you're presented a list of 3 cards at a time. You have to choose one of those 3. The other 2 are discarded. So, gotta kind of go through and build with what they're presenting you. It means that you kind of have a very random deck, and it becomes very hard to plan for specific things. So you might want to try and make a spell power deck, let's say, but then, surprise, you never really get any spell power. Like, for example, whenever a secret is played, I don't know for sure that I'm going to have a secret as an option to take. So, it's not necessarily the best to go for that. Now, alright, so taking a look at our options here, we got the 3-cost 2/3 Emperor Cobra that destroys any minion damaged by this minion. That can be good, but generally it's either going to outright kill something anyway, or they'll kill it with something weak. You're not going to usually get to kill something really powerful with that. You can sometimes, but for the cost I don't find it's all that great. Secret Keeper, as I said just before, whenever a secret is played, you get +1/+1. That's only when it's played, not each turn. There's a different card that boosts it each time you have a secret active still. So this is kind of limited use. You don't usually play a ton of secrets. And the Twilight Drake, a 4/1, which is not very good, but gain +1 health for each card in your hand. So if you've got 5 cards, it becomes a 4/6 for 4 mana, which is pretty good. It's a really situational card. It's really hard to get good timing for playing this. If you have very few cards in your hand, then this is a huge waste of your mana. So in terms of these 3 choices, I'm probably actually going to go with the Emperor Cobra, even though it's not my favorite. There's situations where it can be a bit more useful. I don't like gambling too much on the other one. So 6-cost Lord of the Arena, 6/5, 4-cost 4/4 with spell damage of 1, or a 4-cost deal 3 damage, draw a card. Card draw is always good, and direct damage is also always good. I'm going to go with Hammer of Wrath in this case. 3-cost Flesh-Eating Ghoul. When a minion dies, gain +1 attack. This is very powerful because this can get out of control very quickly. Whenever any minion dies, you get 1 attack on this guy, so he can get pretty ridiculous. He's pretty easy to kill though, so you have to be careful. A 2/2 for 2 with Taunt is pretty much not very good. Redemption, this is a secret. When one of your minions dies, return it to life with 1 health. Is kind of really situational, because they might kill something that has like a ton of health and is really powerful, or they might kill a 1/1 creature and then trigger this, and you've just used it to bring back a 1/1 creature, which is not super great. Because this can stack really easily, I'm going to go with the Ghoul. 5-cost 4/4 Nightblade does 3 damage to the enemy hero when it is summoned. Booty Bay Bodyguard for 5/4 with Taunt, or Light's Justice. This is a weapon, so for 4 attacks I would have 1 direct damage that I can do with my hero. I'm personally not a huge fan of weapons. I don't find something like this is all that worthwhile, since you tend to take a lot more damage most of the time. But this can be good for getting some early control of the game to clear out some enemy minions. Let's go for Booty Bodyguard for now, I guess. 1-cost Voodoo Doctor, Battlecry, restore 2 health for 2/1. Not terrible, but this is really situational. Since it's so low cost, you can end up playing it a lot before you actually need it. 4 cost, 4/4 for spell damage, so another Ogre Magi, and a 2/1 for 2 with Death Rattle, draw a card, so when it dies, I would get to draw a card. It's pretty good. I need some low creatures. Card draw is always welcome in a deck. That again, Core Hound is not really great. 5 HP is not really enough to warrant the 7 cost. I feel almost if it was the other way around, it would be overpowered, but 9 damage is more than you need to kill any individual creature, and 9 damage to a player is really good, but 5 HP is really easy to kill with really crappy creatures. And then we got a 3 cost, 2/3 with Wind Fury. So Wind Fury allows it to attack twice. Definitely don't want the Core Hound. I might actually just go with Light's Justice in this case. I don't really like weapons generally, but Wind Fury on low attack creatures is not super fantastic either. And this would give me some extra 1-turn play. Murloc Raider, 2/1 for 1, not particularly great. 5 cost, but makes your minions cost a lot more. He's got really good stats for his cost, but obviously this kind of hinders you. So unless you're really late in the game where your mana doesn't really matter, or you just need some early muscle, and not super awesome. And 4 cost, 5/4, that returns a friendly minion from the battlefield to your hand. This can be actually very powerful, because if you've got a creature that's taken a lot of damage, it lets you essentially bring it back without it dying, so you can play it again. Likewise, if you have things that have good battle cries, this can be really, really effective. But it's very situational, and you do have to return a friendly minion. So even if you summon him and you've got one other thing that's really fine and you don't want to bring it back, you gotta. I don't really like Murloc Raiders though. For the amount of mana, it's way too squishy. With the Brewmaster. Arcane Golem, charge and battle cry, give your opponent a mana crystal. This is dumb. Do not ever give your opponent a mana crystal. You will give them such a card advantage really early on. It can easily snowball. Unless they're already at max, then this is a decent card. Until then, no, never do that. Bloodsail Corsair, Battlecry, remove 1 durability from your opponent's weapon. Only really helpful if your opponent has a weapon. Removing 1 durability from it is really not a big deal. This essentially is a 1/2 for 1, which is a normal card. The Battlecry essentially has no value to it. And then the Imp Master, at the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to this minion and summon a 1/1 Imp. So it's a 1/5 that kills itself to summon more creatures, which can be good if you can boost up the amount of things with it. That's not always the case though. But this lets you get a lot of creatures out, potentially, if it doesn't die ahead of time. Well, I think I'm going to go with the Bloodsail Corsair. Not really ideal, but I'm not getting super great cards. Another Light's Justice, a Bloodfin Raptor, or a 4/2 that deals 2 damage when you summon it to a creature. This can be very good for 5 mana. I really don't feel it's worth this. This is terrible stat distribution. I'm going for the Bloodfin. Bloodfin, by the way, is not the best card, but a 3/2 on turn 2 is pretty good, or turn 1 if you have a coin. Big Game Hunter, destroy a minion with an attack of 7 or more. That can be a huge game changer if you're getting stomped over. Not always great. Doomsayer, at the start of your turn, destroy all minions. Really risky. It can be really powerful if you summon him and he's the only thing alive and you can get him behind a taunt wall, or somehow keep him alive for 1 turn. Or Battlecry, all minions lose Divine Shield, gain +3/+3 for each shield loss. You don't always see Divine Shield. This, though, can be really powerful if you don't have other minions on the field on your side that have Divine Shield and the other guy has even 1. This becomes a 6/6, which is insane. So I'm going to go with the Blood Knight. Scarlet Crusader, 3/1 with Divine Shield. So Divine Shield negates the first hit. So this, stat-wise, is not fantastic, but it essentially negates however much damage that the first hit does, which can be 1. So essentially you can think of it almost as a minimum 3/2, maximum of really high. Acolyte of Pain. Whenever this minion takes damage, draw a card. This can be really good if you have a way of plinking away at it. I don't, unfortunately. and another Booty Bay Bodyguard. We'll go with the Crusader. Repentance can be really good late game. When your opponent plays a minion, you reduce itself to 1 as a secret. That can be insanely powerful. If they summon something really, really strong, you just have completely gimped it. Goldshire Footman, not great. A 1/2 with taunt. For 1 cost, it's pretty good. It's always good to have some cheap taunt creatures out there. Do I want a secret or taunt? Look at Footman. The secret can be good, but I don't like the randomness of it. You can easily have it summoned against you, trigger against something that's a 1/1 and have it do nothing. Wisp 0/1/1. You'd think that that's pretty good, but in terms of value in your deck, really not all that great. Blessing of Might, give a minion +3 attack. This can be insanely powerful if you have board control. It doesn't make the creature immune to dying though, so keep that in mind. Guardian of Kings, a 7 cost 5/6 that gives you 6 health back. 6 health is a really big deal in Hearthstone. There's not a whole lot of things that heal you for that much. It is 7 cost though, so you do have to keep that in mind. I think I might actually get the Guardian of Kings. Golem, we already said is bad. Gadgets and Auctioneer, whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. I don't have a ton of spells, but I do have a couple, so this could be pretty good. If your opponent has 4 or more minions, take control for 1 at random. Again, this is super random number generator. You can get really lucky and get something awesome, or you can get something useless. It still removes a creature from the opponent's field. I feel that's pretty good. It's a 3/3/3 with that battle cry. The worst you're getting is a 1/1 cost to effectiveness. This guy's got 5/4, and if you don't have a single spell, then you're getting pretty shit. It's pretty controversial. Not everyone likes the mind control. I do. Blessing of Might, Archmage. I don't have spells, so this is not very good. Harvest Golem, 2/3 for 3. That when you die, it summons a 2/1 Golem. So essentially, it's kind of like a 4/4 for 3, but not exactly. If you get what I mean, it's pretty good. Blessing of Might, though, is potentially amazing, but also potentially useless if you give it to the wrong creature, and then they just instantly kill it. So. Got a lot of 3s. I really need some lower cost ones, but I'm not even halfway done, so I got time. Gnomish Inventor, draw a card. Stranglethorn Tiger, 5/5/5 stealth. Cult Master, whenever one of your other minions dies, draw a card. This can be very cool. Lots of card draw. 5/5 with stealth is also very good though. But let's go with the Cult Master. Corehound I don't like. Mogushan, meh. We're going to go with the Ogre, because Mogushan 1/7, it's not going to kill a whole lot that's going to come up against it. It basically just buys you a little bit of time. Ogre is got the same HP and is a bit beefier. Alright, Blessing of Kings, that's more what we're talking about here. +4/+4 is huge. So, yeah. Okay, Darkscale Healer, restore 2 health to all friendly characters, potentially awesome. Earthen Ring Farseer, 3 health to a target for 3/3/3, so pretty decent. 2/1, that summons a 1/1, so almost a 3/2 for 2. This essentially breaks pretty much even in terms of the normal cost of things, so it's not amazing, but you do get 2 creatures from it, which lets you hit 2 different targets, and you can sacrifice the 1/1. I really need some lower costs, so unfortunately I'm just going to go with the Murloc. Not my preferred, usually. Divine Favor is super sketchy and only really useful if your opponent is not playing cards. Twilight Drake, it's not to say it's bad, though. It's actually pretty good, but I don't like relying on my opponent sucking or having bad luck. Gain 1 health for each card in your hand can be awesome. And Peacekeeper, change an enemy minion's attack to 1. changing their attack to 1 for a 3/3/3, this is the one. 2/4 for 4. I got lots of card draw. Wisp I don't like, so it's going to be this guy. Silence is awesome. Giving a minion Divine Shield is pretty cool. Okay, well, this is the same thing as this, but for 1 more mana, I get a 2/2 creature on top of that. So, yeah, and this is a 2/3 that summons a 1/1, so essentially a 3/4 for 3. So about breaks even for normal cost effectiveness. I'm going to go with the Argent Protector because that can be really awesome. Abusive Sergeant is neat if you can play it on something that is already going to be able to get a clear shot or something that would otherwise not be able to get through. Hammer of Wrath, Abusive Sergeant. Not my favorite card, but hey. Farseer again, Mercenary or Eye for an Eye. Secret that when I take damage, I deal that much to the enemy. Not the best, but it's kind of cool. I don't really like Redemption. I do like Raid Leader, especially in this kind of a deck. I can easily get out a bunch of creatures. Wolf Rider 3/1 charge. Potentially awesome. Potentially completely suck because of the 1 HP. Really easy to clear it with anything. Blessing of Wisdom, draw whenever you attack a minion, or whenever that specific minion attacks, rather. Let's go with another Hammer of Wrath. Direct removal is always appreciated. 1/1/1 with Divine Shield. Breaks pretty good even. This means if you play this early in the game, you pretty much are guaranteed to get a even trade, most likely. Not a whole lot of early 1 or 2 cost creatures that have more than 1 hit point. Especially with the Divine Shield, it plinks away at it at least. I do like me some Boar though. Go with the Boar. Holy Light, 2 cost, restore 6 health. Really powerful. Not always the best, but I'm going to go with it. 2 more cards. All 1 costs. This is stupid because I don't have... I think I have 1 Murloc in my deck. Yeah, Murloc Tidehunter, so I can eventually have 2, which makes this a complete waste. Does 1 damage. It's pretty cool. You can get a decent removal on that, so let's go for that one. And my last card. Pint-Sized Summoner, the first minion you play each turn costs 1 less. Great early turn play. Ancient Watcher, this is a stupid card. It seems good stats-wise, but the fact that it can't attack means unless you can give it Taunt, it is literally just going to be there unless the opponent is an idiot. And Cold Light Oracle, I don't like making opponents draw cards. So Pint-Sized Summoner is the only real choice here. So there we go. So there we've got our deck now, all 30 cards. We're going to jump in and play. This is all playing live against people. As you can see, once you lose 3 matches, you're done, and your key it becomes selectable. This is my mana curve. You generally want lots of really low-cost ones. I feel like, unfortunately, I didn't really get a whole lot of high costs, so this is probably going to come back and bite me in the ass pretty hard. But I'll at least be able to keep up a constant stream of things. Yeah, so let's jump in here. I don't know how long this video will ultimately be, so I will probably have to cut it at one point if this goes on for more than 3 matches. And yeah, keep in mind this is not going to be a demonstration of the uberest way to play. I am by no means a pro at this game, so I'm probably going to make some dumb mistakes. Feel free to let me know what they were below. I'm always willing to improve and learn. And these matches are against live players, so it's a little bit more kind of unpredictable what will happen. Alright. We got a bunch of funny descriptions there. They're always get worthy opponent.
I must protect the one.
I will fight with honor.
So 1/2 taunt. Let's get rid of this guy. Cult Master can be good, but I don't really like him this early. I do have the coin though, so I'll get a little bit of an early advantage. Very good starting hand. So he gets to go first. So if he plays something with one... Okay, he played nothing. So I'm just going to throw out
Ready for action.
this guy here. I'm going to keep my coin. I don't want to waste it just yet. If you play something with 1 hit point, I can summon the Elven Archer now to kill it instantly.
Put this apple on your head.
I don't like Knife Juggler. Whenever he summons a minion, it can do 1 damage to a random enemy. That is really, really annoying. And the only way I can get rid of it this turn is if I summon this and then throw away my taunt. Damn it. But I might need to, because that ability is very, very ridiculous. Yep, we're gonna do it.
One kill.
I'll also burn the coin to get this out.
I roll knee.
And bam, whatever. It's 1 cost to kill his 2 cost. It's a pretty decent trade, even though I did have to use the battle cry from my other 1 cost. The card still is alive, and I'll get a card when this guy dies, so. Not the best trade ever, but could have been much worse.
What you want?
Okay, well this is going to be an obvious trade. I'm going to be trading my Loot Hoarder for his taunt. Emperor Cobra.
Hey, give me that.
Thank you.
Give it a shot.
And we're going to hit that. So Emperor Cobra will kill anything that attacks that it hits, whether it kills it or not. It's good at taking out really high power cost creatures. Not always the best. A lot of times it can get really wasted playing it this early, but I didn't really want to play Aldor Peacekeeper and reduce something that already has 1 attack to 1. That would be stupid as all hell. So he's probably going to kill my Elven Archer here. Oh, he's going to hit me. Alright. Fair enough. Well, I can use Light's Justice now to kill this, which has made him have a little bit of a mistake. Yeah, I don't want to use Holy Light yet, that would be dumb, so let's go with this. Summon a minion.
Reporting for justice.
That's going to attack, and then clink away directly. So that cost me 1 damage, but in the long run, not too bad. So that's why I don't usually like using weapons, because you tend to take damage directly from doing it. And unless the weapon is really powerful to begin with, like 1 damage, a lot of creatures hit harder than that will hit. That was a good play.
Well played.
My thanks to you.
Normally I like to greet the opponent. I forgot to do it in this case because I was busy talking to you guys. If my weapon had been ready, it actually would have probably attacked. Yeah, I think I would have attacked him back. So 5 costs. I can get a 5/4 taunt creature out, which might be good to stop him from plinking at me.
Get behind me.
For justice.
Like most players in Hearthstone, I do like to click on everything and break it whenever I can.
Give me a quest.
Questing Adventurer, this needs to die right away. Whenever you play a card, it gets +1/+1. That gets out of hand so fast, it is ridiculous how bad that card can get. Now, I got 6 mana. I could use this, reduce this guy's attack to 1, kill it with this after playing my Ghoul, and then my Ghoul will get +1 attack, which probably is a pretty solid play to do.
Let me think.
Yeah, let's do that.
Follow the rule.
Battle cry. Bang.
For justice.
Job's done.
So now if he wants to use his ghoul here, or not his ghoul, his farce here, he has to bash through here, which won't be enough to kill it right now, but it'll kill his, and this will get 4/3, which is pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way that works. Now the nice thing with this ghoul too is that because I can summon throwaway guys, I can just keep throwing them at his stuff and slowly damaging them and stack this guy's health, but you have to be careful because this can die pretty easy as a result. Now if he hits this, he can kill it with his farce here, but that would probably be a pretty bad mistake. Alright, well he just gave himself 4 damage, because I'm bad at math. I don't know if that was necessarily the best way of doing that. He could have waited the next turn and killed it with something else, but there you have it. Now, let's see. 7 mana, so I can play Golem and the Cult Master. Or Tide Hunter.
I wonder.
Okay, let's get the Cult Master out. Might give me some time with my ghoul not dying. And let's get this guy out too.
For justice.
I could have killed this with my ghoul, but then it would leave me with 1 hit point, which is really easy to kill. He could kill it himself. If he doesn't kill me, or if he doesn't deal with some of these creatures this turn, he's probably dead, since I can already do more damage than he can take, so unless he gets a taunt or does that. Now this does trigger and I get 2 cards at least, so could have been much worse. 3 cards. Yep, he wants to kill that pretty quick because that's a pretty nasty one.
Bring me steel.
Okay, well, Master Swordsmith, I don't really want that to stay alive because he can boost up his other creatures pretty high. Well, that was a good time to get you, because now I can make you Divine Shielded, kill that, and still get to keep my creature.
I wonder.
Okay, well I can throw out a bunch of things to give him lots of targets to go for. But do I want to do that is the question.
Summoning portal open.
Keep you for now,
Not
because I don't need the extra point of damage. Get a golem out.
Last warning. Job done.
I'm flying.
Alright, Reckless Rocketeer, he's probably going to use that to kill something, most likely. He's got charge, so if he doesn't bother attacking with it, even just to my hit points, it'd be a pretty big mistake. But anything that I have, everything I have out can kill that, so. For 6 cost, he better make it worth his while. If he doesn't kill the Pint-Sized Summoner, my next play will be pretty good. Yeah, he's gonna kill the Summoner. Nope. Well, he just killed a 6 cost to kill my 2 cost, so overall I think I'm pretty well ahead. Ooh, that is nice. Alright, well, Raid Leader out. I don't want to use my Brewmaster yet, even though the damage would be kind of nice to have. Some Blessings of Kings on you. And summon another reinforcement.
Reporting for duty.
Coming through.
Just even that out there so we don't have to worry about it. Because he can easily use that to kill off my useful creatures here, like my raid leader. Do not want him to kill the raid leader, if I can avoid it.
The frost wolves stand ready.
Okay, well, the fact that he played that first either means that he played things in the wrong order, or he's really desperate, because that card is only useful if... Alright, alright. Decent choice. Smart though, because I could have used this card to kill it first. And unfortunately, because of luck of the draw, he has just lost Silence, your taunt, you smashed
Well played.
it. So that's the first game done. As you can see, I've actually never played Paladin before. So yeah, these cards are unlocking for single player, or not single player, but non-arena modes. Cool. So actually, I didn't even realize I have a daily quest for Paladin, so that'll be improving along there. It's hard to tell if this deck is good or not. I feel it has a lot of potential, but it might have been a fluke. I'm glad at least I didn't go 0 wins to 3 losses. That would have been so embarrassing. But, you know, as I said, not really a pro. I have not really made any claims as such. So we'll see how this goes. I feel at least my early game is incredibly strong with this deck because I have so many low-cost cards. The late game suffers a little bit, but at least I have lots of card draw to kind of balance that out, so I can really easily make sure that I have a lot of cards to balance out the fact that I have a lot of really cheap cards. So if I continue to play cards frequently, I'm not just running out of all my cards instantly and ending up with no cards at all to go with. So what do we got? Hunter.
Let the hunt begin.
I will fight.
Alright, I got
with
the
honor.
coin. You know what? I really don't like any of these cards. Abusive Sergeant you'd think would be good because it's a 1 cost, but its battle cry is useless on turn 1, so I really don't want to play it on the first turn. Let's hope for some better cards this time. Alright, well, turn 2 I can Emperor Cobra at least. Still not the best play, but get me something. Is it showing my ogre? Why is it showing me cards on the side? It's showing me the discarded cards. I've never seen it do that before. Whatever. Time to break stuff. Clearly this guy doesn't have a whole lot in his hand either.
I move quickly.
He's not really sure what he wants to do. Is he really gonna run out of time on his first turn? Yep. Alright, well, forfeit your turn. Ooh, okay, well, I can coin now and get out my Murloc, which is what I will do. Isn't the best, but better choice than using 1/1 for this.
I move quickly.
And because he already ran out of time, he has a lot less time on his turn to do this now. Just to make sure that someone goes AFK or something, they don't drag the game on forever. That that fuse has got a really long timer on the end of it. That fuse. I don't really like this map because there's not much I can really break. Oh, I didn't even know that you could do that. Pop, pop, pop. Water the plants. Cool. Oh, come on. I almost feel bad for this guy if he spends his second turn also not playing, because he's really not off to a good start. Like, he used tracking, and that lets you... Where did his track... Did he... He hasn't even finished sorting his cards yet. He hasn't chosen what he wants. So, yeah, tracking lets you look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You choose one of them to draw to your hand, and the other gets discarded. The other 2. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because you can get something early, and you can get rid of the garbage cards, but if all 3 of the cards were good, you just threw away 2 of your 3 good cards. Come on. I wonder if his strategy is not just to play tracking or something, and then sit there. Come on, yes, play a card, please. High excitement game in the world of Hearthstone.
Justice demands retribution.
This is one of the reasons why I'm kind of glad that there's no game chat, because at least you can't get into arguments with each other and flame wars and stuff. But at the same time, it'd be really cool if I could tell this guy to hurry up. I'm pretty sure he's just stalling for time at this point, and he's not actually going to even do anything. He just wants me to forfeit and get easy wins that way. Well, we may be seeing a bug here, because this should not be allowed to continue this long. I'm pretty sure that his play of tracking has caused the timer to not ever actually run out, and he's just using this to delay and win games by people forfeiting because it's taking too long. So, if that's the case, well, got video proof of Big Boss AK being a cheating ass, because this timer should have run out by now, in case that was not abundantly clear. Okay, well, I am going to stop the video here because there's no sense recording nothing happening. I'll resume it if he actually ever plays anything. So, I'll maybe see you guys again in just a second. Hey guys, we're back here. So it's been about 15 minutes, this is still ongoing. While this has been happening, I actually alt-tabbed to check out some stuff from the Hearthstone forums. This is apparently a bug that a couple people are reporting and a lot of people are using. It does have to do with a hunter using tracking. If they've expired their turns when they play tracking while the timer's going down, the timer never runs out because there's no time limit on tracking. Blizzard, you may want to fix that. That's not a cool bug. This is kind of a game-breaking issue. Especially if you're asking people to pay money for the arena, no one should be able to do this. There needs to be a time limit. There doesn't matter if you're in the middle of doing an action, your turn ends, you lose the value of your card. Whatever needs to happen, this is not cool. I can't even concede. I've tried. If I concede, nothing happens. I have to Alt-Tab and Control-Delete the game to be able to get out of this game session. This is not cool. I'm posting this to YouTube here just so that I can use this as a reference in the thread. And I'll be picking up the rest of this video for the rest of my arena playthrough shortly afterwards, so I'll follow that up in another video. This kind of put me off from playing arena for the time being, so I will be picking this up probably tomorrow during the day to continue where we left off here. Fortunately, this is going to give me a loss, so we'll be at 1 win, 1 loss thanks to broken game. It is in beta, so it's not unexpected, but at this point they've said they're not planning on doing any more wipes, so this just kind of... this should not be happening at the point where you're saying that you're taking people's money and not doing any more wipes to reset everything. This is ridiculous. Anyway, that's enough of our rant from them. So that's it for tonight. I'll follow up shortly with another video so you guys can see how the rest of these matches turn out. So until then, Wormeck out.